Very good afternoon to everyone. On the first day of the presentation of semester 1, I, Trushali Dodia, going to explore my presentation on the Impoverished Gift, reading the title of the poem. These are my educational details. These are the points that I am going to ponder in this presentation. So let us first begin with the introduction of the poem. So this poem is originally written under the title Dinodan by the Bengali write in Bengali by Rabindranath Tagore, and later it was translated by Sandipto Gupta in English. And this poem is was published on 20th of Shravan 1307 as per the Bengali calendar, and if we consider it in this our calendar, English calendar, then it would be around 5 August 19. So it has been almost 123 years of publication of this poem. This poem talks about an arrogant king who is like hypocritic in his views. He talks about the infrastructure of the temple that he constructed. On the other side, there is a devotion of hermit who like gives a mirror, and he shows it to the king that the work you have done is not helpful to your people in your kingdom. So the very first line of the poem is, there is no god in that temple, said the hermit. So the very first line of the poem is like a big statement of a hermit, because it is going against the power the royal king. So when we are looking at the reading title of the poem, so it is basically written in Bengali. So I have translated this in a Google Translate, which gives a meaning of Dinodan as give religion. So it can be interpreted in multiple ways, like to give religion to people instead of their basic survival, their basic need. So this can be religion can be interpreted as dharma as well, but here throughout the poem we cannot find any a touch upon this dharma concept. There is a one question lies, is a temple given by the king to god or to people? Because in the later part of the poem we come to know that hermit states some of the important points, that god lives everywhere, as in Bhagavad Gita and many Hindu Purans. Also, it is also being talked about that uh, God is everywhere in each cell of the thing. So the gift does not helpful to anyone. The impoverished gift. Why Satyadipto Gupta has used this title for this poem? So let us discuss that. So why he has used the word impoverished? So according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, impoverished means to make poor, to deprive strength, richness, or fertility by depleting or draining of something. So this is the gift that is making people poor, that is not helping the people of kingdom. So this can be interpreted at a first point in this manner. In the first line, when hermit says that there is no god in the temple, the king gives responses in a furious way. I quote, no god, no god, oh saint, aren't you speaking like an atheist? On that throne studded with priceless gems beams the golden idol, and yet you proclaim that it is empty. A 2 million golden coins were showered on that grand structure that kisses the sky. I offered it to the gods after performing all the necessary rituals. Well, in a Sanskrit, according to the Hindu Vedas, Purans, and epic like Mahabharata and Ramayana, as per noted by uh, Shukla, that in the Gujarati Vishwakosh, that પ્રજાની રક્ષાનું તથા પ્રજાની સુખ શાંતિ જાળવવાનું કર્તવ્ય છે, that belongs to the king. So the first duty of king is to look for the welfare of people of his kingdom. But in this poem, this point stands out very clear. While people of his kingdom are suffering, the king is busy with like structuring this temple, which is not like needed by people. So this both the answers and the raising the question by king is shows his pride, his vanity towards the structure that he has made. In response to the vain glory of the king, Hermit puts some very important points. I quote, in the very year in which 20 millions of your subjects were struck by a terrible drought, the desperate masses, without any food or shelter, came begging at your door, crying for help. Only to be turned away, they were forced to take refuge in forests, caves, camping under roadside foliages, derelict old temples. And in that very year, when you spent 2 million gold coins to build that grand temple of yours. So the message that conveyed by hermit is crystal clear. It can be understood in a crystal clear way that when people were starving, when people need your wealth, they were needed. So at that time, you were not helping them, and instead you were busy with those building that temple, spending 2 million gold coins over that. That was the day when God pronounced, my eternal home is lit by everlasting lamps in the midst of an azure sky. In my home, the foundations are built with the values of truth, peace, compassion, and love. This poverty stricken punny miser, who could not provide shelter to his own homeless subject, does he really fancy give me a home? So, hermit here gives a spiritual side of religion, where the king is talking about the very shallow nature of religion, which thinks and which believes in building temples, big infrastructure, we can say. So in many religious books, when it is talking about spirituality, it talks about that God does not need all such things. So, and later on he says, hermit continues, this is the day God left the temple of yours and joined the poor beside the roads, under the trees, like the emptiness of the froth, in the vast seas. Your mundane temple is hollow. It is just a bubble of wealth and pride. So the temple is nothing but the vanity of the king, and it does not belong to anything. It is like narrow fiddled while Rome burns. So I have cited this Giles work, which is with the same title, the paper, but it does not talk about that the concept that is being described that can be connected here. It much talks about the hero Nero as an artist and history of the music. But the very first page of this paper deals with this concept, elaborate this concept that Nero, when fire destroyed the city of Rome, the emperor played his violin, thus revealing his total lack of concern for his people and his empire. So this saying can be connected to the situation of the kingdom and the king and his belief in building the temple. So while people of his kingdom was suffering from starvation and other issues, he was busy with this temple building. So this can be related here in this way. Now Guru Mayan Shukla, in the idealistic philosophy of Swami Vivekananda, notes the speech of Swami Vivekananda at the Parliament of Religion. As Swami Vivekananda says, you erect churches all through India, but the crying evil in the east is not religion. They have religion enough, but it is bad that the suffering millions of people, millions of burning India cry out for with parched throats. They ask us for bread, but we give them stones. It is an insult to a starving people to offer them religion. It is an insult to a starving man to teach him metaphysics. So in Gujarati, we have this saying, "Bhukhya pete bhajan na thai." So, if you have that food, you have that basic fundamental needs of yourself, then you can talk about this religion or all that things. Without that, it is just vain. So, here Swami Vivekananda's point is that if you like people are suffering from this starvation and other issues, now you are just handing over them stones, building of stones, nothing else. You make them like believe that they will do something for them, but it is not so. uh, when this hermit talks about this reality of the kingdom, it at the end, king, by enraging himself, tells that hermit, "Oh, you shame cretin of a person, leave my kingdom this instant." So, like speaking against the power. So at the end, when the hermit says that, "Okay, I will go where you have send my God, because God is not living here, so I am also joining them." Well, in the Impoverished Gift, not that much work is done, so I have prepared this poster by myself. So here you can pick in the picture, you can see in one hand there is a gift out of that temple is coming, while on the upper side, uh, the one hand is snatches away the basic needs. I have just shown by green and home. And here this fog is like in religious concept, we have the concept of fog, God coming here or there. So God saying that I am coming with you because I am not like here, I am with the people. And here the people are suffering, and their basic needs are not getting satisfied. So let us compare this situation of Rabindranath Tagore's Dinodan with the contemporary condition. So in India, we have so many temples that are worthy. That are having that net worth. So this Padmanabhaswamy temple in Kerala possesses 1,20,000 crores total wealth. And if you will see the all these other temples, Tirumala, then Vaishno Devi, Sai Baba, Siddhivinayak, all these temples daily wealths are like 500 crores, 25,000 crores rupees. So at the one point in India, we are having poverty, like so many people are under below poverty line. And on the other hand, the temples are getting richer and richer. And if you will just observe around yourself and just pick a single temple around you, you will find if it is a very small temple, the ceremonial things will be too costly when it is getting established, and people are spending lots of monies to build these temples. So yeah. Chatterjee says that this can be applied to the imperial, consumerist, and market economy world, like the government, business, and military nexus, and its heartless greed and arrogance right now in our times. India has been like uh, third country in the world who are spending money in military nexus, military fields. So while people are suffering from starvation, they are not getting their basic needs. Like people are spending a lot of money towards the thing which are not altogether. I must not say that that is not necessary, but that can be like avoidable in government also and businesses also. Like India is the third largest military spender. According to UNDP, as described in NMPI, National Multi-Dimensional Poverty Index, the progress review of 2023, it is told that 135 million people escaped from poverty from 2015 to 2021. As per the report, in 2016, 2016 to 17, it was 24.85%. It decreased in 2020-21 to 14.95. It means 99% people are discrete, but still 10% of the populations means 10 crores of people in India are suffering from starvation, and they are living under the below poverty line. And it is just the government numbers. It could be different because poverty is being often curtailed. So this is the harsh reality in the time that we are living with. And yeah, this is the poem Dinodan and its condition with India's situation, right? Rabindranath Tagore writing this poem in before 123 years old. It has been almost. So the situation remains the same. Time passes, but the situation remains same. And even this building of large infrastructure of temples are getting increased, as we have just this uh, Ram Mandir is getting built. And income of the temples and poverty rate, we can take verses in between because they are completely opposite to it. Because temple are getting a lot of money, a lot of gold, cages of golds are there in the temples, and on the contrary, poverty rates are there. So let us conclude this presentation. So this gift, which is impoverished, makes the people of the kingdom poor, spending money in vain in building the temple, which deprives the strength, richness, and fertility by depleting or draining of something essential, which is basic needs of women, and to pompous effects and satisfy own vanity. So throughout the poem, we can see two to three main points, like fake arrogance or pompous effects created by the king, which is not which is not being helpful to the people and the basic needs of people. And on the other side, the spiritual way of hermit, the spiritual concept of god by hermit. So thank you. These are the references. Now I'm open for questions.
Trushali, how can readers today relate to or interpret the satirical elements of Dinodan in the context of contemporary discussion about religion and charity?
Well, nice question. Because Dinodan is a poem is about this religion and charity. Here, when we are talking about religion in Hindu ideology, so it talks about the way of life. But when it is converted in this very harsh context of God and temple building and other infrastructures of temples, it is like the tone of, in that context, the tone of Rabindranath Tagore Dinodan remains like very satirical, because people are not the one who is on the power position. They are just overseeing the issues, and they are focusing on other sides which are not necessary. And the question of charity also remains, because from where does this money comes? That is the question, na? Because a lot of charity is being given to temples, and that is why this imbalance happens. So that can be interpreted like this.
Shali, what are the consideration involved in constructing large temples for the tourism industry, and how does it impact or align with religious belief?
Yeah. Yes. Temples are for tourism industry remains very useful because so many people visits religious places, and even those who are not going into that religion, they are going there to just see the infrastructure, the like overall concept and everything. And when where these temples are building, which are like so grand, and having that aspects of like tourism, like people go there and just sit there, see there, they can do everything. So when people of that mentality is going temples, then it will totally affect the other people who are rigid in religion, and it like make a increase in the visitors, and it affects the belief in religion. Because like if we are having this Ram Mandir issues and this Padmanabhan and Balaji Mandir. So people are going there to visit the temple. It is like people's idea can be different, that they just want to visit the temple to just for the sake of visit and for the sake of their believing in particular God. And so this both the points are interconnected with each other, and it gives increase in the religious belief of people. So it can be like. Thank you so much.